that protective mechanism is essentially fear and logic wrapping themselves up as the safe route, but it always usually circles us back around to the same destination, the comfort zone. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well and that the start of your week has been strong and that the rest of your week finishes strong as well. If you're new, please remember to like, subscribe and share with a friend or two or three if this blesses you and you feel led to do so. So today I want to talk about worst case scenarios, because there's so much unforeseen chaos and strife in these times of today that it's often difficult for us to walk that fine line between vigilance and self-sabotage. So what is a worst case scenario? Well, it's defined as the worst possible thing that could happen in a particular situation. But when we talk faith, a lot of times we are talking about believing for something that is unknown or yet to be known, about something that is yet to exist. But, the typical nature of our flesh is that we need to see something with our eyes or touch it with our hands. We need to be certain. We need to have proof, something tangible. And when we don't have these things, we tend to side-eye the prospect. I suppose it's some sort of protective mechanism that kicks in, designed to protect us from disappointment, from shame, or anything else that can leave us feeling despondent. But when it comes to matters of faith, that protective mechanism is essentially fear and logic wrapping themselves up and presenting to us as the safe route. But it always usually circles us back around to the same destination, which is the comfort zone. So I had this notion recently that while we're likely familiar with the term fear of failure, we're probably less likely with the notion of the fear of success. Trust me, it's a thing. What I think I'm coming to understand is that the fear of success is more of a passive aggressive approach of the enemy that slides in under the radar because it capitalizes on our doubts and our lack of confidence or self-worth, and it masquerades or it portrays itself as humility, selflessness and even long suffering. But the reality is, once we see that there's even a smidge or a possibility that this really good and lovely thing could actually work out in our favor, we now have a duty and a responsibility to walk that road and go after it. No matter how tough, how expensive, how hot or how risky it might well be. And so when we're faced with a scary prospect, our natural disposition tends to go from the worst case angle, dressing it up as being prepared. So we get busy, we do the risk analysis and we end up deeming that the risks are too high and the costs are way too steep, whatever currency that is, be it time, be it money, be it strength, emotions, whatever the case may be. And so because fear is now in the picture, we start writing ourselves the exit strategies, which only serve to justify why staying in that comfort zone is indeed the best course of action. But we need to remember that worst case scenarios are the worst possible thing that could happen, not will. I think there's that saying that goes, plan for the worst but hope for the best. But that's such a damaging mindset, because we can't profess to have faith while simultaneously planning for the worst. It's a contradiction. So instead, I'm thinking that we need to reframe the way we look at or assess the possible outcomes of our big and mighty situations, not from the position of the worst case scenario, but from the position as God's case scenarios. Have you got an important decision to make, but you're scared that you'll make the wrong one? Well, that scenario is God's case. Because in Proverbs 3 verse 6, it says, in all our ways, we should acknowledge him and he will direct our paths. Has the car broken down and you're out of funds and you have no idea of how either you're going to fix it or eat afterwards? Well, that scenario is God's case. Philippians 4 verse 19 says, and my God shall supply all your need according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. Maybe someone has stolen something from you. That scenario is God's case. In Zechariah 9 verse 12, it says, return to your stronghold, O prisoners of hope. Today I declare that I will restore to you double. Or what about that pain or anguish so deep that it feels like your heart could just give out? That is God's case, because he never fails. In Philippians 4 verse 7, it says, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. So if we retrain ourselves to look at all things as God's case scenarios instead of from the worst case scenarios, and focus on who he is and the fact that nothing is impossible for him, we should then know that we've already got the victory regardless of the outcome. Fear is the result of our lack of control having a tantrum. And all it does is produce worry and distress. And that makes us feel like we're doing something productive when we're really not. We're just wasting time and frustrating ourselves. I'm not saying this is always easy, but it is simple. Trust God, trust his power, trust his might, and trust that he is orchestrating an outcome that is far better than anything you can ask or even imagine in your best case scenario, because God always wins. I hope this message has blessed you. Please share with one and bless another. And let's together build a community that is rooted in resilience, in hope, and unwavering belief in the power of God. Let's uncover the power of steadfast faith as we break through and overcome. Until next time, thank you for watching. Be blessed and go good. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and